straight. Close the eyes, lift the chest. Interlace fingers, push palms away, raise the arms up, open the eyes. Lower the arms down, change the interlace, push the palms away, stretch up, lift up. And lower the arms down. Change across the legs. And do the same. Interlace fingers, push your palms away, raise the arms up, stretch up. Lower the arms down, change the interlace, raise the arms up. Lower the arms down. Bring the legs forward, stretch them out. And then we're going to twist to your right side. So you're going to bring the legs around to the left. The ankle bone goes on the arch of the lower leg. Sit tall. Left hand comes behind you, so place it either onto a brick or onto the foam pad that you're sitting on. And lift and turn. If you're not sitting on a foam pad, grab one. If you haven't got one, a book. Old-fashioned telephone directory, those of you that remember them. Lift the chest. Release, come back to centre. Take the legs to the other side. Turning to your left. Sit tall and turn. Lift the chest. Take your head, gaze over your left shoulder. Breathe. And come back to centre. Legs forwards, first side again. Sit tall, so you bring yourself into a balance and then bring the legs around. Take a breath. And when the exhalation happens, follow the exhalation to turn. You can have your hand palm down on that left thigh. Sorry, right thigh. Lift the chest and rotate the body. Now come aware of the breath and allow the breath to lift the back chest as well as the front chest up. Turn the head, look over your right shoulder, but not so far that you strain the neck. And then come back to centre. Second side, so release the legs, stretch them forwards, and do the second side. So we'll sit tall, wait for the breath. As you exhale, turn. Looking over your left shoulder. And again, don't pull yourself into the pose. Let the breath be your guide today. It's just a short practice. And then come back to centre. Stretch the legs forwards. Okay, come off the props. Come to cross legs. If you need to sit back on a prop, please do so. Even if I say come off the props. If you need something, you use it. Okay? I say okay a lot as well. Lift the chest. You're going to exhale and fold forwards. Lengthen the arms forwards and rest the head down. So if the head doesn't reach the floor, you can put it onto a foam pad. It's important to release the neck, to relax the eyes and release the tongue. Again, be with the breath. Just feeling how the body responds to it, that's all. Raise the head a little, inhale, come up, change sides, so change across to the legs. And then exhale, fold forwards again. So it might be, if you can't reach forwards so far, you can maybe fold forwards onto a chair seat. You could rest your hands onto a chair seat like this. I'll grab a chair and show you very quickly. So for the slightly tighter, stronger bodies, I've got a bolster. When you're ready, come up, go back to the first side, forward fold. There you go, I'm sitting on a bolster. I've got my chair. I can go forwards to here, or I can come to here. And rest. It should feel quite luxurious, you know. Come up. If you've gone to the chair, you need to change sides. If you're on the floor and you change sides, so you have to finish, you have to complete your second side. So I've lost count now. Okay? So you finish your second side of your Sukhasana forward fold. So this chair is just far too nice. If you're on the chair, inhale, come up. If you're doing the seated forward fold without any props, come up, complete. Put the chair away now. Okay, you're going to lie on your backs next. As you lie down, think about the vertebrae and just allow yourself down gently, treating your spine like crystal, treating it like the precious thing that it is, okay? Legs are at about 90 degrees. Often we pull them in quite tight. Have them there. All right, and then just cuddle your right knee in towards your chest. And then release, put the foot down, left knee in towards the chest. Keep the lower leg strong. So keep the lower leg strong, connected is a better word. And then release. Now first side again, you're going to take this leg and you're going to bring your hand behind the back of the knee and just pull the knee in just that little bit tighter. Releasing the lower back, relaxing the eyes and releasing the tongue. Let it go. Second side, keeping that lower leg connected. And then release. Okay, from here we're coming into swastikasana, so Supta swastikasana. You're going to bend the legs and you're going to take hold of your feet from underneath the blades of the feet if you can. If you can't, just know that this is what you're aiming for and the feet will come down, no, come to the floor. You must keep the legs actively gripping back towards the hips so it doesn't hang in the lower back. So it's important, if you look at my feet, they're quite active here. Alright, when we're going to come up, please watch this. We're going to come up, fingertips of thighs, and roll those feet in so that the adductors will do the work. You're not loading the lower back, okay? So if you can take the feet, hold the blades of the feet. Yeah, even if your arms maybe feel a little bit too short. So if I pull my shoulders up, my arms look too short, okay? If I let my chest open, the spine will move up, the legs will become active, the knees will go down and the spine will lengthen. Keep the legs active, keep the knees coming back towards the hips. Yeah, so it feels like you're supported there. Hold the elbows, clasp the elbows up and over the head. So you can see I've got a rope wall behind me, but most of us don't have the luxury of a rope wall in our house. So this is the equivalent of being held by the ropes on the hips. If this is too much on your back, you can have the legs bent with the feet on the floor with the knees slightly together. So if you're not comfortable, release your legs and bend up the legs and place the feet on the floor. Lower the arms down, clock which cross you have of the arms. So I've got my left arm on the top. Okay, I'm going to change across the legs. So I've activated the feet, I've drawn the legs in, I've pulled the knees back in towards the chest using the support of my hands. Change across to the legs, take the feet, pull the feet in towards the buttocks, let the knees go over. So I've got the left hand first, so now it's the right hand to hold on the top, and then raise the arms up and over the head, relax the eyes and release the tongue. My feet are active again. Now here I notice the imbalance more so, because this is not my natural cross. So I should really practice this side a little bit more until it feels as even as the other side. So that's my mission. Okay, and to brush my teeth with the other hand, and brush my teeth with the proper hand too. Couple more breaths here, lengthening through the spine, keeping the legs so that they feel like they're gripping the hips. The hips are supported by the legs. The thighs are kind of pressed down towards the floor but pull back towards the hips at the same time. It feels like there's a grip. Lower the arms down, place the hands underneath the thighs to encourage the legs to work. Bend the knees over the chest, legs together, cuddle the knees in close. A very gentle spinal twist next. So let me think, if I do it this way around, I hope you'll be able to see. Happy with that? Stretch your arms out. Legs again about 90 degrees. Yeah, and you're going to keep the knees together, keep the knees, ankles glued. Exhale, take the knees over to the left. Just very comfortably, see where they'll go. Stretch into that right arm. Keep the head looking up. You should feel a nice length from the waist through towards that knee, from the waist back towards the armpit. And then one at a time, so bring the top knee up, and then the second knee up, and then go to the second side, taking the knees over. Knees glued, lengthening from the waist through to the top knee, from the waist back to that top arm, the arm that's furthest away from the outstretched knees. Aiming to keep both shoulders on the floor, but know that that's not the whole aim. Release the top knee back, bring the second knee to follow. Okay, we're going to walk the feet in a little bit more, bend the knees over the chest. Take the knees over to the right. Keeping the left shoulder down. My feet aren't quite on the floor. You don't want to end up feeling uncomfortable, so you find that place where you feel comfortable, but there's also some work going on. Stretch out through the arms, and then come back to center, pressing into that right hand. Come back to center. That's your lever to bring you back up. Take the knees over to the left. Aiming to keep that right shoulder down as much as possible, but not to the detriment of the lower back. You find your comfortable space for this movement. If you need to come out, you come out. And then come back to center. First side again. So you can either go back to this one, so with the knees up, or you can have the knees down, whichever was more comfortable for you. And to exhale, knees over to the right. Keeping the legs gripping, legs firm. Shoulder down, left shoulder down. Come back to center, and then to the left. Legs strong, breath smooth. And then come back to center. Cuddle the knees. We've got Supta Padangusthasana 1, so you might need to take a belt. And if you've got a wall, put your feet in against the wall. Right. Now you can't see me, but you can see my feet. They're nice against the wall, so just have a look. Notice how my legs are slightly bent there. Okay. And you take the belt. We'll start with the left leg. We'll stretch the left leg up. Spread out through the toes. Pressing that lower leg, I don't know if I turn it, pressing that lower leg strongly into the wall. Notice how I made more pressure there. Keep this leg nice and straight, so the kneecap is connected. You can see how the knee is square there, and I'm drawing the leg towards my shoulder. Leg strong. Now it's not about forcing the leg, it's about finding where it will go, where it will happily be and remain, so that you can breathe. So if it's back here, that's absolutely fine. Doesn't matter. Don't get into a battle with your leg and the hamstrings. You know, like any muscles, if you want them to lengthen, they also need to grow. If you were a bodybuilder, you're going to the gym, you wouldn't expect muscles to pop out like Popeyes when he eats his jar of spinach. You know, take a few weeks. You can't just swallow a jar of spinach and then your muscles to go ping, poing, pong. And then now, this is the delight. Back off on the belt. So can you see I'm hardly holding the belt now? And just let the leg go down straight if you can. And compare your left and your right leg. It should feel very long. Change legs. So the lazy knee takes the right leg, places it in the belt, takes the left leg out of the belt. So I don't even need to get up now. Okay? Wiggle in just a little bit so that your left leg and right leg are slightly bent. Raise the right leg up while straightening the left leg into the wall. And the knee again is coming towards the shoulder. Don't bring it toward the, don't let the foot turn in towards the face so the hips stay square. Kneecap square. And just draw the leg towards you. So you should feel a nice length in the lower back here. Widen the shoulders, widen the collarbones. Compare the ease of the left and the right leg. Compare the strength of the left and the right leg. So in this pose, both legs are equally important, but we often get caught up in just that raised leg because that's what we can see. We forget about the things we can't see. So be in that leg that you can't see. Abby said, don't neglect those things. Don't neglect those things that are special. No child likes to be neglected, so your leg probably doesn't like to be neglected. So that lower leg, don't neglect it. Keep pressing that foot into the wall. And then exhale, release. Got the Parita Karani next. So I'm just going to do it today with a foam pad. Or a couple of, you can use a foam pad and a blanket or a blanket, not too much height. And it's going to be just a little bit away from the wall, like so. And then you sit like you're going to sit on the wall. So pretend the wall is turned into the floor. Okay, you wriggle in. And my lower buttock cheek now is against the wall, and I can roll up onto my foam pad, wriggle myself in just a little, and I can then just pull that foam pad up a little, so I feel like my groins are descending down. So you want to feel that the inner knees right down into the groins are being pulled down there. Spread out through the toes, and then just let the arms find their place. So the legs are firm, the calves are soft and extending up towards the heels. The arches of the feet, you want to pull those down towards the knees. And when you do that, what will happen is the outer blades of the feet will go up. Can you make the toes long? Yes, if you think about your hands doing this, not this, but just this. Yeah, make the toes do that. So don't give yourself frightened feet. Keep them soft. And then rest the palms. And you can admire your toes and treat your legs like spot the difference. So for example, I've got a bracelet on one and none on the other. That's really simple. But what's going on my inner ankle on that leg? What's going on the inner ankle on the left leg compared to the right leg? So you just look at the different shapes. So you start to become fascinated with the legs. And notice if you let one leg droop, just let a leg relax a little and have a look at the shape of it. Yeah, and then make the leg tighter, and then change, relax the other leg, look at the shape of it. So we just start to become aware of our very subtle imbalances. Because this thing called Iyengar Yoga is amazing. It brings you towards an awareness of alignment on a very physical plane, and then hopefully it filters through into daily life without too much stress or strain. Long toes, long legs, open chest, open heart. Really feel like you're still pulling the groins down towards the floor so the chest is open. The spine should feel like it's doing just a backward extension there. And then bend the legs. Just lift the hips and remove the foam pad. Back in the day when I had no props, I just had to do it flat. breaths there. Keep those legs working. So to the untrained eye, it looks like there's not much going on. But you'll feel all the different sensations in the body. And then bend the legs, roll onto your sides. And get ready for Shavasana. So I'm going to take a pillow for my head. No, that's not true. It's a blanket. Okay, so that's my head. It's going to come to my shoulders. It is a bit chilly in here this evening, so I'm going to put my socks on. So grab whatever you need for your warmth. And then have the legs bend slightly, come down onto your elbows. And then lie yourself down. You want to lengthen the crown of the head away so the back of the neck is nice and long. Yeah? So the spine, again, we're giving it as much length as possible. If you've got achy lower back, put a bolster underneath the backs of the knees or some foam pads, and then just lengthen the legs away. Let the feet flop out to the side, and if it feels tight here, you can always take the legs out a little wider. Roll the shoulder blades deep into the back and allow the chest to open so that the collarbones become broad, and so the shoulder blades also feel broad. So if you bend the elbows and place your hands on your collarbones, and take the elbows wide, yeah, press into the back of the neck, and then you're going to tilt the hands back towards the floor to open up the chest. Yeah, the shoulder blades will feel like they've just tipped into the back. Then just let the arms relax down, rolling those biceps out, surrender to the floor. And you should feel like your back just between the spine and the shoulder blades has spread out a little bit more. Again, now take your leg and just lift it just a little bit and stretch it away. Lift the other leg a little bit and stretch it away. So you're making the most of your length and your space. Fingers are curled. Arms are soft and heavy. Legs are soft and heavy. And then just quietly close the eyes and release the eyes as if they're going out to the temples. Relax the cheeks and release the tongue. Let the breath release more and more. Rest yourself down completely. Relax completely. As you release, feel the weight of the body rest onto the floor. Feel the breath release to the floor. Relax the biceps. Release the tongue. Let go completely. Observe the exhalation, let it go. Long, slow, smooth exhalations. Relax, release, let go. You can remain here as long as you wish, releasing, softening, allowing the breath to wash over the body. When it's time to get up, carefully roll to your side, come to a comfortable seated place and take a few breaths. And then take that sense of yoga, that sense of calms, quietness, along with you for the rest of the evening or for the rest of the day.